Hello. So now we are going to discuss about Hive. In this session, we will be discussing about Hive. Agenda of this lecture is we have to get good understanding of what is Apache Hive, why Apache Hive, and how does Hive fit into Hadoop technology landscape, and what are the various limitations of Hive. So let's discuss about Hive. So the term big data is used for collections of large data sets that include huge volume, high velocity, and a variety of data that is increasing day by day. Using traditional data management systems, it is difficult to process big data. Therefore, the Apache Software Foundation introduced a framework called Hadoop to solve big data management and processing challenges. Hive allows users to read and manage petabytes of data using SQL. So Hive is built on top of Apache Hadoop, which is an open source framework used to efficiently store and process large data sets. As a result, Hive is closely integrated with Hadoop and is designed to work quickly with petabytes of data. So Hive is basically a data warehouse infrastructure tool to process structured data in Hadoop. It resides on top of Hadoop to summarize big data and makes querying and analyzing easy. Initially, Hive was developed by Facebook. Later, the Apache Software Foundation took it and developed it further as an open source under the name Apache Hive. It is used by different companies. For example, Amazon uses it in Amazon Elastic MapReduce. So if I say about this, then I must say Hive is being used by Amazon. So basically it is just a query interface on top of Hadoop's native MapReduce. It is normally a data warehouse where large number of data is being collected. So Hive allows users to write SQL style queries. So the query style and syntax is similar to SQL. Just like we write high level queries in SQL, we can write the queries in SQL in the SQL format in Hive. So in a native language, it is known as Hive query language. Just like we discussed that object query language OQL is being supported by object oriented databases. So if we are talking about data warehouse and large amount of data, then Hive is working on top of Hadoop's MapReduce feature, and it is similar to SQL like query structure. So and is also known as HQL. The language supported by Hive is known as HQL. So Hive execution engine converts the scripts written in HQL into YAR files. What was happening in earlier cases? SQL queries were converted to algebra queries, relational algebra queries. But in this case, the scripts that are written in Hive are converted into jar files, and these jar files are being supported by MapReduce feature to execute in a cluster. Hive reads data from HDFS. It means it can read the data from different data sources, different data nodes that are distributed throughout the structure. It allows creation of tables to operate on structured data. So here, from the semi-structured data, we move towards structured data. Data gets little bit structured. That's why we are able to store it in the form of tables only, because we can't store unstructured or semi-structured data into tables, but here we can do so. So the tables schema information, that is table metadata, is stored in Hive Metastore. So we have a Hive Metastore to store information about tables, which is borrowed from RDBMS. And here the comes Derby. I assume that most of you might have heard about Derby. You are quite aware about Derby because this is a common database that are just like as we have heard a lot about Hadoop, and this is similar terminology that many of you might have heard about Derby also. So, but remember, Hive is not RDBMS. Hive is not relational database management system. It is for big data management system. So next, why we need to use Hive? So one of the constraints in any big data implementation nowadays is the use of Hive Metastore. Metastore was collection of sources or links or logs about the tables. So Hive ships with the Metastore service or the H catalog service. Metastore service is also known as H catalog service. This service allows you to manage your Metastore as any other database. You can host this service on any of the popular RDBMS like MySQL, PostgreSQL, etc. This allows you to query your Metastore with simple SQL queries along with provisions of backup and disaster recovery. So if your Metastore starts growing, you can always scale up your database instance instead of touching your Hadoop setup. So Hadoop is basically known for its MapReduce engine for parallelizing data processing operation using HDFS as its base native file system. And MapReduce doesn't provide user-friendly libraries or interfaces to deal with unstructured data handling. So we need certain libraries that come as a HCatalog in Hive. So very tight dependencies of Java if one needs to use MapReduce framework. So this was the problem, and this problem was overcome with the help of Hive. Here we can write the command just like SQL. We use the structure similar to SQL that is known as HQL, and that HQL is further converted into YAR file that is being supported by Java. And after that, it will be we get the problem of dependency of Java solved in this case. And after that, we can shift to MapReduce framework automatically. So any operation like left inner join would need around 200 to 300 lines if we are writing in Java MapReduce code. And what will happen here? If we write the same code using SQL, it will be a small code, only a few lines of code. So if we are using HQL, it means we are following the structure that is similar to SQL, then we can write the MapReduce code in with few lines of code. So this problem of writing a long multiple number of lines of code in Java has been overcome with the help of Hive. So if we say there are certain analysts from SQL experience, means like we are having good experience in SQL. So if there are analysts from SQL experience of having come from RDBMS world and or data warehouse and business intelligence world, they can't program in Java in order to use it, but they can do the programming in HQL. So this problem was also solved. To enable SQL developers to exploit the power of Hadoop, an abstraction interface was developed on top of native MapReduce. The interface engine was also called Hive, and so officially it was developed by Facebook, and initial release was in year of 2010, but it was being developed by Facebook, and nowadays it is being used by Amazon services. So Amazon is basically using Hive because it is using Hadoop for a distributed environment, but it was developed by Facebook, but it has been overcome by Apache, and now Apache is using providing all the services of Hive. So let us have a look at various challenges with the previous technologies. So before Hive, there was MapReduce, a scalable, resilient distributed processing framework that enabled Google to index the exploding volume of content on the web across large clusters of commodity servers. MapReduce provides batch analysis of massive volumes of semi-structured and unstructured data in Hadoop, but the MapReduce Java API is not easy to program with, especially for the non-programmers. So this was the major problems where the working was like this. There was a function that is to be written, map method function, and they go to the mapper class, key class, and value class was input to the mapper class. So map those defined in the job configuration, and they go to key class, key values, and then go to the reducer class. But this was the major challenge, because here we said MapReduce provides batch analysis of massive volumes of semi-structured and unstructured data in Hadoop, but MapReduce Java API is not easy to program with, especially for the non-programmers. So this problem was overcome and we got the advantages of Hive. So here we have written a simple query which is similar to SQL. We have written select average price from trades where ID equal to Google. So this is a query which is similar to a SQL query, but this is actually written in HQL, that is Hive query language. So here we say this command is similar. This command, and here we are performing MapReduce. What was MapReduce? So MapReduce was mapping the task, that is dividing the task into smaller tokens, distribute into multiple nodes, and each node is solving its own problem. If we are working with the Hadoop version 1, then basically there we are working with the help of job tracker and task manager. And if we are working with version 2, then there comes the feature of Yarn, that is your job tracker was replaced by resource manager in version 2. And if we talk about version 3, then more functionalities were added, because version 3 is basically the version which is currently being used and is more stable, but in production environment for learning purpose we use Hadoop version 2. So here, this is the task what is happening. Map reducing has been done. The task is divided into multiple jobs, job 1, job 2, job 3, maps and reduces. We have already discussed in detail about map reduce. If you have skipped, then go through the map reduce technology slide once. And then what is happening after that? Sequence file is going input to job 1 and maps, then it reduces and output to job 1 and so on. Job 2, see if there is a sequence, it is being followed and so on. If there is no sequence, then it is being processed over there. All the jobs are processed and then we get the final output. So here we say Hive was initially developed at Facebook to summarize, and query and analyze large amounts of data stored on a distributed file system. Hive makes it easy for non-programmers to read and write and manage large datasets residing in distributed Hadoop storage using HQL, SQL-like queries. Hive has gained a lot of popularity due to its ease and use and compatibility with existing business applications through ODBC. So if we say why Hive with mapper, means map reduce, and here mapper means map reduce. So here the question is why Hive with mapper matters to you, to me, or to anyone. So the answer is it provides number of functionalities or features, you can say. So first one is data analyst. So data analysts use Hive to query, summarize, explore, or analyze the data and turn it into actionable business insight. And the next is business intelligence or data warehouse teams. So Hive provides business intelligence or data warehouse teams with the natural progression from traditional data warehouse environments to the world of big data. And the next third feature is enterprise data architect. So it meets line of business data needs at a lower cost, grant fast, secure, multi-tenant access to all data for the full spectrum of analytics needs. Accelerate the business, sport in place analytics, stateful, containerized applications, and much more. So it deploy anywhere in the public cloud, on premises, at the edge, or all of the above at once. And the next is IT storage and administrator. So here we are having the MapReduce data platform, which is built in fit for production, consistent snapshots and replicas and mirroring deliver enterprise grade, high availability and recovery from disasters. So MapReduce is multi-talent by design. It assigns policies to logical units of management called volumes. It also balances cost of performance with MapReduce. It leverages policy based on data tiering, ensuring coding and data placement and more. It established big data capabilities with Hadoop, HBase, Hive and MapReduce databases. So it stores the schema in a database and process data in data HDFS. It is designed for OLAP. It provides SQL type language for querying Hive QL or HQL. It is familiar, fast, scalable and extensible. So these are few things if we say. So customers using the MapReduce platform. These are few customers who are using MapReduce. These are Comsor, Covenere, Outbrain, exactly. So these are using MapReduce data platform. So now come to the architectural overview of Hive. So how Hive works? This is the actually storage schema, database data store. The store schema information, provides the structure and data stores. And then we have a Hive engine. It runs queries, processes the queries, compiles them, optimize and executor using MapReduce. Next we have MapReduce and HDFS. So this is the component diagram for MapReduce framework. Major components are Metastore, user interface, web UI, Hive command line, HT-Insight, Hive QL process engine, execution engine, MapReduce, and HBase storage. Let us discuss them about all of these in brief. So we are having user interface. So Hive is a data warehouse infrastructure software that can create interaction between user and HDFS. The user interfaces that Hive supports are Hive Web UI, Hive Command Line, and Hive HT-Insight, which is in Windows Server. So we have Metastore, and in this, Hive chooses respective databases servers to store the schema or metadata of tables, databases, columns in a table, their data types, and HDFS mapping. Then we have a Hive query language process engine. So Hive QL is similar to SQL for querying on schema info on the Metastore. It is one of the replacements of traditional approach for MapReduce programs. Instead of writing MapReduce program in Java, we can write a query for MapReduce job and process it. Then we have execution engine. The conjunction part of Hive QL process engine and MapReduce is Hive execution engine. Execution engine processes the query and generates a result as same as MapReduce results. It also uses the flavor of MapReduce. Then we have HDFS and HBase. So Hadoop distributed file system or HBase are the data storage techniques to store data into the file system. After this, we are having working of Hive. So here we have a Hive table, but remember Hive is not RDBMS. Please remember Hive is not RDBMS, but Hive can store structured data. Hive can store structured data in the form of tables only, in the form of relations. So Hive allows a way to protect a table structure on the data in HDFS. Structured data in HDFS. So the table metadata is saved separately from the data. In reality, we do not actually load the data in the place where Hive tables are created. So remember, so here we are having Hive table, but Hive table is stored separately from the Hive data. So here we are having HDFS. So we don't actually load the data into the place where Hive tables are created. Remember, these are stored separately. So if we say a brief more introduction about this, then we say how it is working, or how the Hive interacts with Hadoop frameworks, and we say it executes the query. That is, the Hive interface, such as command line or web UI, sends query to driver, any database driver such as JDBC, ODBC, to execute it. So next is get plans. So the driver takes the help of query compiler that passes the query to check the syntax and query plan of the requirement of query. Then it get metadata. After that, what it do? The compiler sends metadata request to the metastore any of the database. So it then sends metadata, that is metastore sends metadata as a response to the compiler. Then it sends plan. The compiler checks the requirement and resends the plan to the driver. Up to here, the parsing and compiling of a query has been completed. Once this has been done, then the execution plan has been started. So the driver sends the execute plan to the execution engine. After receiving, the execution of job is started. Internally, the process of execution job is a MapReduce job. The execution engine sends the job to the job tracker, which is in name node, and it assigns the job to the task tracker, which is in data node. Here, the query executes the MapReduce job. After that, we are having certain metadata operations. During this execution is being happening, meanwhile this execution, the execution engine can execute metadata operations with the metastore. So after this, it fetches the result. The execution engine receives the result from data nodes. Then it sends the results. The execution engine sends those results values to the driver, and then finally it sends the result. So this was how it works. So in this, if we say how Hive fit into the Hadoop ecosystem, then we are having here coordination with the help of Zookeeper. Zookeeper, let me brief about it. Basically, Zookeeper functionality is being provided in Hadoop version 3rd only. Hadoop version 3. This feature is not provided in Hadoop version 2, but it is being provided in Hadoop version 3 only, Zookeeper, which keeps track of all the processes and it provides coordination, workflow, and scheduling is being done. So if we, with the help of OZ, for scripting, there is the term or the framework, that is PIG, machine learning, Mohawk. For query, Hive is there. For NoSQL databases, we have HBase. So next, data integration, Scoop, REST, or ODBC is there for data integration. For distributed processing, it uses MapReduce. For distributed storage, it uses HDFS. So these are the few technologies which are being helped in this. Let me repeat once. For coordination, we have Zookeeper. For workflow and scheduling, we have Uzi. For purpose of scripting, we have Pig. For machine learning, we use Mohot. For query, we have Hive. For NoSQL databases, we have HBase. Data integration, we have Scoop, REST, and ODBC. For MapReduce, we have for distributed processing, we have MapReduce, and for distributed storage, we have HDFS. So these all functionalities are being provided. So here are a few things, that is things that Hive can't do efficiently. So if we say, but Hive is not a relational database, a design for online transaction. Hadoop can't do OLTPs. Hive can't work as a language for real-time queries and row level updates. Basically, it is not supporting row level just like any other DBMS or other features. So Hive don't support ad hoc real-time queries. It is not supporting OLTPs. No ACID properties are there. Not suited for frequent updates and inserts. Inserts and updates are allowed in recent releases of Hive. Not recommended for small data sets, and also not meant for unstructured data analysis. At last, we have other technologies that are similar to this. They are Apache Spark, Apache Drill, Tez, and Impala. So Apache Spark is a powerful unified analytics engine for large-scale distributed data processing and machine learning. The Hive Metastore can be used for Spark SQL or HiveQL. It can run on Spark execution engine, optimizing workflows and offering in-memory processing to improve performance significantly. Then we have Apache Drill. It is an open source distributed SQL query engine offering fast in-memory processing with ANSI SQL versus Hive SQL. Drill provides the ability to leverage the metadata in Hive Metastore for querying. This is in addition to querying nested data with dynamic schemas. Then we have Tez. It has emerged as complementary high-performance execution engine with the introduction of Yarn as an independent resource manager. Hive can run on Tej, allowing queries to run significantly faster. Next, we have Impala. Impala leverages Hive's query language, that is HiveQL or HQL, and Metastore to bring interactive SQL to Hadoop. So this was all about Hive. In the next session, we will be discussing about Hive queries and a demo on Hive. We will do a live demo of Hive and little bit structure of or syntax of Hive queries. So thank you.